When I asked my mom why she lied about me being adopted, she said that she was afraid that I would be treated differently, and that she was worried our extended family wouldn't love me the way they did the other kids in the family. I didn't have to ask why, specifically, because I knew. I knew growing up that my white, middle-class family had strong prejudices. I had heard the stereotypes and bigoted statements often enough from my parents, aunts, uncles, and cousins. What I wished my mother knew back in the 90s was that she would never be able to protect me from feeling different. No matter how often my family denied my ancestry and taught me to pretend that I was white, society would never accept that. Why do people think I can speak Spanish? Why do they look at me as if I'm stupid, and then act surprised when I speak perfect English? I asked my parents such questions over and over. I spent a lot of my time hurt, angry, and frustrated because I didn't have answers. And the racism and microaggressions nagged at me year after year, despite my parents' assurances that their reactions didn't matter. Why does everyone think I am Hispanic? Because I was. The way my parents raised me reflected their cultures, but from a very young age, despite not knowing the truth about my adoption, I was constantly pulled toward the music and people of my Colombian roots. Most of my close friends were other people of color. I just fit in better with the people who looked like me. They understood what it was like to have people judge you based on skin tone, to have racist relatives, and to stand out in our mostly white, middle-class suburban community. And yet, when I questioned my parents about my ethnicity and race, I was always told I was not one of them. It didn't matter what others thought or how I was treated, because I was Italian in their eyes. Because if I was Colombian, I didn't belong. From their perspective, my adoption was supposed to give me a better life. And if they admitted that I faced racial problems, that I was viewed as a Latina, that meant they couldn't protect me and save me like they thought they had. I was living a good life, a great life even, where color didn't matter to my parents. We had a white picket fence, lived in a perfect suburban neighborhood, had food on the table every night. Heck, sometimes there was too much food. What did I have to complain about? But even in the picture-perfect environment my parents provided, they couldn't protect me from racism, especially their own. To admit that they couldn't protect me was unthinkable, because it went against the white savior mentality that they held dear. How could I be unhappy when they had saved me from an impoverished country, from an orphanage in Colombia, from a place where no one wanted me but them? Despite their love, despite the material possessions that they provided, necessities that they were able to afford, they could not get past their colorblindness, like so many other white adoptive parents. To admit that I was treated differently was to admit that they weren't perfect. They couldn't protect me, even from themselves. My storybook happily ever after ending as an adoptee was a lie. And that was too hard for them to swallow.